Hope you guys like this vlog, so let's go and start tearing down this truck. Got the fender liners out. All those plastic tabs popped out up front, so those are all good, so we can just go ahead and use the liners. However, the back ones, they are not made so simply. There's no access behind here to actually grab with a plier and pop out those tabs. So unfortunately, when you do Chevys, you are going to be breaking a bunch of these tabs. And what you're left with is this piece right here with a bunch of broken tabs, which is why you're most likely going to have to replace that piece. Small thing. Well, the next thing is going to be removing the door panels. I'm going to be taking these door panels off to remove the mirrors, because we are going to be paint matching these as well.
Fender liners on this have to get taken out in order to even pop this front piece off, but you need to pull the grill and headlights out of the truck.
Damn.
So now, should be good. Okay, we just got to unplug the camera. Yep.
Boom.
For such a complicated front end, this grill comes off easier than the Ram one. Which is really weird. Nick just got the mirror off, second mirror off.
Not too bad.
Now you're working on the plastic. Oh, you got the plastic clip. That one went a lot faster.
Ready to go.
Details right there, right?
Oh yeah.
Details. Anyways, hood badges are off. Whole front end's taken apart. I still gotta pull the bumper off. Grill, headlights, all that. All the fender liners, fender flares, mirrors, caps. I'm gonna start working on those and the rear bumper. Flares are out, taillights are out.
What was that, like an hour?
Dude, we're at like an hour 20 right now.
Like hour 20 and this whole truck's already torn apart right here. Gotta say, Chevy makes it a lot easier than most other models to take all these parts apart. Like everything's just in a place.
Some, yes and no.
Most of the parts.
Most of the parts, yeah. Most of the parts, these badges up here are way easier than the Ram ones to get off and the Ford ones, because the Ford and Ram ones break. But front end, yeah, pretty simple. Torn apart, pull the bumpers off. Let's get it.
Let's get it, baby. The other part here is we're gonna go ahead and pull that rear handle and get that color matched in as well with the rest of the truck. Everything pulled off the truck completely right now. And it's about ready to go back up on the lift here. We've got to pull the front bumper, the rear bumper, and drop that headliner on it. We are going to do the Starlight headliner, guys, all those lights. So that's going to be a sweet touch. But we also got to pull the headliner to get their brake lights, the cab lights, and everything pulled off. So that's part of the process. We're literally like 2 hours in. This truck's already torn apart, ready to get on this lift and start working on the suspension. So let's get to it. So what are we looking here for? We're looking to make sure that these are all locked into place. You can see there's little rivets. So make sure all 4 of those are within their rivets and we're centered, most importantly. And that does look good, so we'll do a quick check and bring her back up.
I always do this wrong on these GM trucks. You're supposed to be able to just loosen them and then.
Guys, we're back here, and literally in one day, mostly Nick, got this truck torn down. So you guys can see it is already on jack stands. We've got all the parts here laid out. That means today, the goal is to basically get all the parts over to powder coating. They're gonna look sick. Illusion orange is what underneath the truck is gonna be. And then we're gonna get all the parts for paint, hopefully over today. So we're kind of in a little bit of a conundrum here. So you see this axle right here, it's already hanging. It's basically torn apart, and that's kind of what it takes to get this truck torn apart for the suspension. The question is, do we powder coat the axle or not? And David doesn't know about this thought. I just called him over here. I was like, come over here, let's get your thoughts on this.
Nick and I are on board. We think it'd be game changing.
Yeah, I'm kind of on board. It's just gonna be a little more
Into
work.
orange?
Into orange. It almost feels like
Front will have a lot of orange. The rear won't.
so. Since it's already torn apart, we will have to basically disconnect the axle already. We will have to disconnect the calipers, all the other wiring, disassembly. It's really not that much work to get this axle ready for powder coating. It's probably going to be a few more hours for us to dig into it, tear it apart, and do that. We could powder coat it illusion orange as well.
After seeing that one truck that I've been showing you guys, so I've shown them this GMC that has bright, like neon yellow under it. Or neon green, neon yellow, whatever you want to call it. And just seeing the whole axle powdered underneath in the back is just, it just adds to it. Especially with how tall it's gonna be.
We literally have maybe like a week and a half to complete this build. So adding something extra like that, worth it?
Yes.
Probably. It's probably gonna look sick. It's gonna,
David's nodding his head
it's gonna
now.
pop. But it's gonna be a lot more work with the limited time that we have. What do you think, Dave?
I think so. I think it'll be pretty cool. This truck will look a whole lot different than any of our other builds, especially having like the whole front is gonna have a lot of orange, and then having this orange with the leaf springs alternating between black and orange. It's gonna pop out.
I think it's sick.
All right. Well, David's on board. Nick has been.
It's a lot of work, but it's on board.
I mean, it'd be a sweet touch.
It's not a crazy amount of work.
It seems like it's almost worth it. So, I guess let's dig into
It's
it.
already off, right?
It's already off.
I mean, all we gotta do is just dip it in the tank.
I wish.
All right. Well, I guess more work it is. Dude, so we've got all the parts loaded up on the truck, and we're gonna go powder coating. Took a little longer
Everything's
than what we thought. We thought we'd be in powder coat yesterday. The thing is, we threw in the little extra whole axle to this project.
extra whole axle.
Little project, but I think it would be a good touch. Still worth it.
Still worth it. It's gonna be worth it.
It's gonna take us a little longer.
And now we know.
Now we know. So yeah, what we're doing is we're taking the axle to the axle shop. They're gonna basically take pinion out. We got the rack out.
We got everything but the pinion.
So they're gonna take it out, and we're gonna drive straight to the powder coat guy. He's been waiting on this. He's got the sweet illusion orange ready there to powder coat all this stuff, and hopefully he can get it done this week.
Well, it's mostly torn down.
We're a little worn out.
Yeah, we've been working late.
Yeah, we're hustling, guys, to kind of make this all happen. You can see that we went through a lot, tore down quite a bit of this build, just about everything. It's, like I said, it's almost like a frame off type of build here. So this truck's all torn apart. It's we got all the powder coat parts over the powder coating guys. We got the axle over there. That's going to be a sweet touch, which we've never done before. We're going over the top of this truck.
We've never even taken off the leaf springs on a truck for powder.
We thought that was going to be.
Yeah, we
over
thought
the
we were like,
top.
okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. And then we decided that.
We did some sketchy shit with the ball joint press. That was a little bit of work. So yeah, guys, we got everything torn apart. We've got the shop all basically in pieces, as you can see.
Shop's a mess.
For the next couple of days here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just focusing on dropping the headliner,
Getting the lift ready to be put on. I gotta cut some pieces.
There's quite a little small things that we have to do while it's being everything's being powder coated, painted, and also cleaning up the mess that we've created. This is the end of this vlog. The next vlog you'll see is actually us getting all the pieces back and putting in the work to piece this monster show truck together. I bet you guys are going to be excited to see.
It's gonna be sweet.
I'm excited to see how
I'm
this
really
looks right
excited.
now.
We got a lot of little things to do in the meantime, but just simple, small stuff. So you guys will see when we start to reassemble everything. And
What would you say that was the hardest part of what we've done so far? I have an answer. Yeah, I was going to say the same
axle.
thing. Pulling that axle, because that was like a last minute decision, and we just kind of went with it.
getting it out from under the truck was easy. It was disassembling the axle because you can't just send a full axle to powder coat.
You have
I don't
to
know how
take
many
out
people know that.
all
You
the
can't.
bushings, all the bearings,
Everything. It is
everything
just the
stripped.
housing.
So we're gonna.
You know, this guy right here had a great idea. He's like, hey, Axle. We gotta do the axle.
Don't point at no. Don't point at me.
It's a
don't.
two-hour job.
It's a 2-hour
Let's see how Larson kind of feeling him out here.
It's been a little bit more difficult, but
It's done.
it's gonna look sick.
It's gonna
be worth it. All this complaining, all this nonsense that we're going through is just part of the process. So if you're building a truck, or if you're just watching us build a truck, you just get the full experience of what goes through your head when this happens. This build did turn out to be a little bit more than what we were initially
I think
started
we were
with.
just gonna toss it on a lift, powder coat some suspension, and send it out the door, kind of thing. Make it look cool, but not.
Then we're like,
attention
man,
to
well, if
detail.
we're doing this, we can do that. Then it just goes.
This is usual for us. Last minute things. Let's just add more things onto it and make our lives a lot easier.
We haven't even told you guys all the little details there. So the next vlog that we're gonna have, we're gonna actually cover a lot of the details that are going into this build. Right now we just showed you the big hardware parts that we're working on.
Yep.
There's gonna be polished pieces. There's gonna be illusion orange pieces. There is
A lot of illusion orange.
It's gonna be sick.
On a black truck.
It's gonna look so
Lit
good.
up.
Starlight.
Headliner. Oof.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys.